My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to SpellRogue. We're going back in with Hazel.
Right.
But notoriously, my least successful character. I've used each of these builds, I believe, except for D, the most recently unlocked one. And that has Earth Song as its signature. Takes a 1 to a 4, 3 times a turn. It gives X plus 1 in value to a target dice. There's also Terraform, which accepts an even, and on a 6, it gives you 3 delayed block, in addition to its base form of gaining 3 block, can do that 3 times a turn. And Rock Slide, which accepts odds, 3 times a turn, will do X damage, and then is giving you a 1 when it's depleted. Finding something to deplete and gain value from depleting Rock Slide early would be really, really nice here. Let's see if I can drag Hazel through our first mutation stage 6 victory with her. Sorry. Spell Break. On spell depleted, apply broken to a spell. No, that's gonna cost us way too much. Start with 2 fewer spell slots, Shattered Spellbook. Oh my god, I'd have to sub things in and out for the originals. I'd have to get 2 shards to open those slots back up. The thing is, I can't ignore both of those top ones. Well, I guess I theoretically could by taking all of the negatives. On turn 2, all enemies receive 4 block. On turn 2, I receive 4 rapture. Destroy random dice when you have more than 5. I don't like that at all. Condemnation. On turn 2, receive 3 curse. Jinx. Enemies debuffing spells hit 1 additional spell. I'm okay with that, especially for 4. Vitality. I've learned that Vitality is much harsher of a downside than it would otherwise appear. On a 4 rolled, receive 4 weak. That's gonna be a nightmare, but I can't avoid all of these high cost ones. I think the safest thing for me right now is Shattered Spellbook, start with 2 fewer spell slots, and then Escalation. Because otherwise I'm gonna have to start stacking debuffs that occur on round 2, and that's really gonna hurt. Having a look at a starting artifact here, we had the Granite Orb on turn 1, apply 2 Dazed to all enemies. So for the next 2 turns, they all do 33% less attack damage. Stoneheart Amulet at the start of the combat, gain 2 Blessing, and then Gaia's Grasp on turn 1, roll a Sapling, 1 to 2. I like Gaia's Grasp, gives me the ability to terraform to defend myself on the second turn, which I'm going to otherwise have Rupture on. No, not Gaia's Grasp, sorry, the Stoneheart Amulet for Blessing on round 1. Alright, 2 battles and then an event. A little bit of time here to get more powerful. Importantly, unlike many of my recent runs, I will actually be able to take enemies out on turn 1. Unfortunately, I rolled a 4, so I'm not going to be able to do any damage this turn. Oh, okay. Okay, I may have underestimated how tough this is going to be. Oh, no. Well. Let's get +5 to the 6 so that I spawn a 5, and then I can throw a 6 into Terraform to get 3 block this turn and 3 additional block next turn. And then I can do 2 damage with Rock Slides. Oh no! Please don't roll a 4. That's a 4. I'm not doing any damage this turn either. That's okay. In this 3, I can create a 6 to terraform with. And then just defend out for the rest of the turn as well, and I've got even 3 delayed block for the turn after. Whoops, rolled a 4, no damage for me. I'm not even gonna leave the first fight? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Well. What do we have here? We have +5. There we go. Just so that I can make some 6s. And then I'm going to defend a bunch this turn, as well as gain 6 additional delayed block for the next turn. We're well set up. As long as I don't roll a 4, like that one, I'm gonna do some damage this turn, which I'm not, because I did roll a 4. It was a lot like that one. Actually, I can do 1 damage this turn, so I do have that going for me. So gain some delayed block for the next turn, because I imagine that's going to be useful. Oh, I didn't roll a 4! They said it couldn't be done. Okay. I'm not actually going to be able to develop any more damage on the enemy, unfortunately. But I can defend. Okay, I'm getting out of the first fight. Legitimately did not know if that was going to happen. Okay, no 4s this turn either, but I need to find a way to generate 5s. I think I can generate a 3. But that's it. And Rockslide is not going to accept my 6s. Well, at least I get some delayed block for the next turn. I'm already fully defended. There's a 5. And I can even pummel another 3 in. We're getting so close. It's done. We managed to get out of the first fight. Deplete another spell. Transfigure. Incredible. Gain 3 block for each charge removed. That would be a really good way to exhaust Rockslide and roll the additional 1, but rolling an additional 1 is not actually super useful. Fortitude, however, 5 in its countdown, gain 5 block, and when depleted, gain 1 barrier. Eventually can be upgraded to give us 3 barrier, but then it will also have 3 charges, or can be upgraded to give 9 block for a countdown of 5. That's very, very efficient block. I think I take Fortitude here and then just replace Terraform straight out. And head to another battle. I did roll a 4 there, but it didn't count. Unfortunately, this turn, I'm still not really capable of doing much other than just defending with Fortitude. I literally don't have anything else I can do with this 6. I'm not going to be able to beat an elite. I can hardly imagine that happening. Okay, I could do 1 damage to enemies this turn, so I should really just focus on Fortituding a couple of times instead. I'll take no damage this turn. Oh boy. And I rolled a 4, so I'm also not going to be dealing any damage this turn. double the value of die, and then I can... finally get another 5 so that I can cast Fortitude twice. That's a full defense for us. And I've got scaling. Kind of. I'm going to deal 5 damage to one of you as a treat to myself. And then cast Fortitude so I don't have to take any damage. Oh no, I'm fully defended with Fortitude already this turn. Okay, so I can create a 5. And again, throw that against the front line. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be capable of doing right now. Pre-bake a Fortitude for a later turn. Oh my god, what an incredible roll. Yeah, I'm not going to waste that trying to kill the one guy. Let's split our damage here. Now I would be capable of killing both of them in this turn, even though they're buried. Let's create a 5 using a 4. Yes, I'm not actually going to be doing any damage this turn. What with the weakness and the enemies both being buried. Got another 4, so again, same position for us. Hopefully, with my 5 barrier, I'm still going to be staying safe here. Perfect. Unfortunately... Oh, no, wait, never mind. I can Rock Slide for exactly 3 damage already. I was trying to make another 5, and a 2 and a 3 do not make a 5 in this spell, Earth Song. Bramble Growth. Honestly, that seems sick. It's a way for me to actually deal damage. And when depleted, it gives us 8 block as well. I like it. I'm gonna take it, and I think it's worth substituting for Rock Slide. I can't just keep rolling 4s and not be able to do anything ever. 10 max health giveaway. For each 3 attack spells cast in a single turn, apply 1 weak to all enemies. What do you think I do? I don't cast attack spells. I'm going to give Bramble Growth the depleted gain 8 block, because it's going to be important that I deplete that many, many times. I do really want to try and take an elite fight, especially if I get the Corrupt Abbot. I just win that fight. But there's also fights I just straight up lose. Like any of the other fights. Alright. I'm gonna head to a sanctuary. I will disenchant a spell and get Rock Slide out of here. Let's head to a battle, and then I'm going to also go to an early event. I'm looking for any source of power that doesn't require me fighting an elite to get it. Should still focus on growing thorns, because it will be the only damage I'm capable of doing right now. Roll 2 4s. Yep, no damage whatsoever here. block for 8 this turn. Yeah, it's just not going to be much. I think I'm actually going to double cast Fortitude this turn and then gain a little Bramble Growth. Because having more Thorns against that attacking enemy didn't really matter. When spent in a spell, apply 2 Mute. Honestly, I'm just going to gain Thorns and avoid having to silence either of my spells. Couple 3s in it. That's a 6 and a 6 for Bramble Growth. I'm fully defended, but I also have 5 to put into Fortitude. Honestly, I should have not increased Fortitude as high as I did and just invested a lower amount in Fortitude. Okay, 12 incoming damage this turn, so double casting Fortitude would be enough to do it. I'm not going to be doing that, though. Should still gain as much block as I can, then. Man, I need the Will-o'-the-Wisp to be attacking me. I'm gonna go for even more Thorns again. Will-o'-the-Wisp will now die if it ever attacks me. I think it actually would have already. Okay, I can launder die through these hexed ones. But I'm still going to be taking a fair amount of damage this turn. Oh boy. And with the double Fortitude, we defend well enough this turn for the Will-o'-the-Wisp to die when attacking us now. Yay! Fight cost us 17 health. Pox Flare. Deal 6 damage, apply 1 Pox. The only problem is, if Pox Flare does no damage, it applies no Pox. Pulverize, deal 4 damage to the front enemy. Then return the dice with -3 value. Onslaught. Deal X damage. If marked as on the target, you also return the dice. Nope. I don't know what I'm looking for, but it's not these. I'm going to take Pox Flare. I almost feel like I need to go to the shop to try and become more powerful by way of an artifact. Enchanting Effigy. Each turn, add 1 charge to a random spell. I don't want that because it'll ruin my ability to deplete. Hammer of Mana. Each turn, -1 countdown to all spells. That makes Fortitude and Bramble Growth a little easier to play, certainly. Helmet of Composure. On turn 3, gain 4 power. That would be nice. Except for the fact that the more die I roll, the more likely I'm not going to be able to use my actual damage against enemies. I think I want Hammer of Mana. And I'll sell Terraform to get it. Here's the thing. I don't I don't think I can win the Mother of Flames boss battle right now. If I had a shard before I went into the boss battle, maybe. I'm gonna risk this on an elite battle right now. I just don't think I can win with what I currently have. Just need as many thorns as possible. And I won't spend anything here just to allow the Hammer of Mana to lower the cost of Fortitude again for us. Much more easily accessible now. Let's use this 4 to upgrade a 3. 5. I'm going to invest both of these into Bramble Growth, forcing me to take 6 damage this turn, but the enemy to take 12. I'll start auto-attacking relatively soon as well. Sorry, multi-attacking is what I mean to say. Invest a 4 into increasing a 3. That will give me the 2 to cast Fortitude with for the first time, gaining 5 block. Taking another 5 damage this turn, dealing 15 back. Okay. The 4 into Fortitude gives me the ability not to burn myself while I create a 5. That 5 is for Bramble Growth. And I can gain 3 more thorns, but it's actually going to cost me 2 health as well. I'm going to gain an additional barrier. Especially because the enemy is multi-attacking now. I'm going to go for double Bramble Growth and then a single Fortitude this turn. I won't take any damage, but the enemy will die. That's just enough thorns to do it. Okay, so this fight wasn't as bad as it could have been. And out of it we get a little bit of money, as well as the shard and the spell Shatter. On an odd, deal 2x damage to the front enemy. Yeah, it's still not going to be good for us. Gleaming Exterior, on a 1 to a 5, gain X block and 1 blessing. I do like the idea of that. I don't like it better than what I currently have. And Fleeting Might, on a 1 to a 4, 3 times a turn, gain X power and receive X drain. Lose that power at the end of the turn. I'm gonna take a reroll here because I still will need an offensive spell that I can actually afford. Stone Meld, double block. Annoyingly, Fortitude doesn't really want to be doubled in that way. A lot of the defense from Fortitude is going to come out of the additional barrier. I'm not rolling 3 dice a turn consistently, or 3 5s a turn consistently enough in order to upgrade Fortitude yet. There's Solidify, the ability to gain barrier turn over turn as well. I'm gonna take Stone Meld and regret it. Wolfclaw, first spell attack each turn, deals +3 damage. I'll be taking the shard. I'm gonna open an additional slot as well. And then I'm gonna throw Stone Meld into it. At this Sanctuary, I'll just take the 25 health to heal to full as well, because I suspect I'm going to take a lot of slapping around in this fight. Oh, thank heck. My coffee is now drinkable. So So I want to invest the largest amount possible consistently. To make the largest die possible. Start gaining some thorns on turn 1, and I'll throw 1 into pre-bake Fortitude. 18 damage incoming this turn already? I can use this 6 to launder a 3 all the way up to a 5 via Earth Song. That's 2 5s that can be invested into Bramble Growth. Oh no! Bramble Growth only costs 5 for the first cast. I should have put the 6 in that. Everything would have been fine. Oh no. I wasted a whole die because of that. I was gonna get 8 additional block from Stone Meld. That's not happening now. I'm just going to double cast Fortitude this turn and take some defense. Let the enemies thwap themselves by hitting me. Unfortunately, the enemy's debuffing spells hitting 1 additional spell, Jinx, is really handling us right now. Have to drop a double Fortitude on this field. And a Stone Meld. Try and slow the damage down. Everything's still really ignited. Honestly, I'm just gonna get everything ready to cast next turn. Pop a 2 into a couple of different spells. One of these will actually just cast with the Hammer of Mana at the very start of the turn. That's Bramble Growth. More than happy to increase the size of all of these die and get the second Bramble Growth out there. Comes along with 8 block afterwards as well. And I'll drop a double Fortitude on the field also for the sake of barrier. I think I'll make it to the second floor. Again, I'm going to try and avoid taking damage here and just pre-bake some spells. Big old Fortitude and then a Stone Meld afterwards. Oh, that's so much fire. Stop burning all my spells! Okay, this is perfect though. I've got a 4 for Fortitude, a 5 for the next cost of Fortitude, and then a 6 for Bramble Growth as well, depleting it, giving us additional block and additional dawns. And then the next time the Mother of Flames hits me, that's the end of the fight. So I'll simply be looking for the best defense I can get this turn. 5 and a 5 into Fortitude, and then Stone Meld to double it up. And then as soon as the frontliner hits me, that's the end of the fight. So that's another shard. As well as a heal back to, yes, full ground. Dreadstone. Roll an additional dice each turn, but also on enemy death, lose 1 health. There's also the Amulet of Sacrifice. Roll an additional dice each turn, but -1 block from each spell, and Shrunken Mana Stone on odd turns. Roll an odd die. I do need additional die consistently so that I can actually afford to get Fortitude and Bramble Growth off twice a turn each if possible. I think I will pay health for that. Stone Meld could cost 3. But now that I'm rolling the additional die, I might be able to use Fortitude to better defense scaling. The only problem is that there will be enemies next floor who are scaling their offense faster than I will ever be able to scale my defense. I almost want to get Fortitude just to give us 4 additional block. But that doesn't really provide the scaling that Depletion does. I'm going to hold off on spending that shard yet. Let's have a little bit of a look at the next floor. Okay, did I just see no option not to take an elite? No, never mind. There is one way to dodge them. Relatively early shop. Leads into 2 events. Or I could take the clean path. But if I go over on the right-hand side, I'm definitely taking on an elite later as well. This still leaves all options open, but guarantees that I end up going to a shop. I do think shops are very, very helpful. Artifacts from a shop are often worth about a shard. Especially because you can take ones that are only optimal to your build. I do think I'm going to need to take out an elite this floor, but I also do think it's going to be nightmarish. And I don't think I can afford to start a fight without using this additional shard yet. Oh boy. Yeah, I think it needs the immediate block more. Okay, we've got an armored grub and a desert spirit. Sorry, plated grub and a desert spirit. Oh, love to see full 6s on turn 1. Because you know what that means. That means double bramble growth, and that means double fortitude. Hell yeah, 6 thorns and 1 barrier. That is really slow. Oh boy. The first 2 die are silenced, annoyingly this turn. And they'll silence Earth Song specifically. Oof. I'm gonna generate a 5 out of them. Let's double up on Bramble Growth. I can use Fortitude and then Stone Meld to full defend. And we get 24 damage on the back liner because we are growing thorns at like a really good rate. Let's cast Fortitude twice this turn, gaining 18 and allowing the enemies just to attack themselves. Yeah, fortitude for the more defense. Wow, for the more defense. More defense from fortitude certainly seems to be the correct decision here in retrospect. How badly do I need to bramble growth more? Very little? I think 18 is appropriate. And then I can cast Fortitude once, or I can just decrease the cost of its next cast. Perfect. This works much better for us. Now that I have a 5 to throw into Bramble Growth, I can follow it up with a 6 for the defense. Get Fortitude out on the field as well, and I don't want Stone Meld to auto-cast itself at the start of the turn, doubling the 0 block I'll have at the time. Desert Spirit down. And if I gain 3 more Thorns, then the Bladed Grub will also die this turn when attacking me. There we go. Surprisingly, not the slowest deck I've ever had. Relief. Gain a blessing, then roll a die for each blessing. I like that, but it doesn't go into the build yet. I'm gonna take it. If I can find a source of blessing and defense at the same time, and I know what it is, there's at least one source of it. There's an artifact out there that for any individual application of 8 or more block on a single spell cast, gain blessing. That plus relief and fortitude already being upgraded to give 9 and bramble growth having 8, that would be incredible. That's exactly what I want for this build. I'm extremely unlikely to find it. Unless maybe I go to this shop and I just gamble. I'd have to sell 2 spells to be able to afford it. Probably. No, I'm gonna gamble on it being at that shop. So that I might have the money to use it by then. Arcane Infusion. Target attack spell gains +5 damage this combat. What's damage? Spell Catalyst. Enchant dice with Energized. When inserted into a spell, it increases the spell's damage and block by 4. No. Bloodlust. None of these are relevant to me. I have to reroll. Costly, but oof. Spellbound Chorus. Gain 1 spell echo. Every 3rd turn, next spell is cast twice. That's a huge amount of block from something like Stone Meld. Last spell, when a spell is depleted, this gains energy, needs 9 energy in order to roll a last spell 1 to 3, which adds X charges to the spell it is spent in. I don't want to add charges to spells. Odd Cascade, roll 3 odd dice. Honestly, just rolling 3 additional dice on turn 3 seems like it might be the best one here. I'll take it. Time for an event. I don't have 150 gold to gain this shard. I would have loved it. But we can gain Stellar Ward. Countdown of 6, 3 times a turn, gain 2 block, and then roll a die. Do I think I like that more than Stone Meld right now? I think so. Hit a Sanctuary. I could disenchant a spell for some max health here. But because I can sell the spell instead... Well, I guess I'll take the HP. Because I can sell the spell instead at the shop in order to gain 20 gold, I gotta hold on to it for the moment. Okay. This is perfect. I believe I can deplete both Fortitude and Bramble Growth this turn. That said, do I need to? Bramble Growth, yes. That is Thorns, that is scaling for my actual damage in this fight. But for these other two, perhaps I just want to prepare. Because I spend both of these and I get one barrier, but what's one barrier worth? I could just get a free dice next turn from Stellar Ward. Also, if I had thought about this before using Earth Song to increase the size of all of my die, I would be able to also pre-bake Fortitude much better. Enemies can gain power when I roll a 1 or a 3, so I, of course, in response, roll a 1 and a 3. And then another 3 from Stellar Ward. Good gosh. So I'm definitely throwing a 3 into Fortitude this turn. I'm also throwing 2 6s into Bramble Growth. Let's deplete Fortitude and double up on our Bramble Growth. I'm fully defended, and I can pre-bake part of the Stellar Ward. The problem is their power is going to remain. Oh, but they are doing multi-attacks. Oh, but you're also debuffing 3 random spells with Ignite, which means you're actually doing 4 random spells with Ignite. Gotta double up on Bramble Growth this turn. No ifs, ands about that one. I don't think rolling 3 additional odd dice this turn helps me at all. Oh no, it's each instance of Ignite hits a second target. Oh my god, I'm gonna be burning for ages. Oh boy. Yeah, I need to be able to still cast things this turn. Drop a... Oh, actually, if I use Bramble Growth once this turn, I'm safe. 2 into Stellar Ward, and then into Fortitude for defense's sake, and then a 5 and a 6 in Bramble Growth. That depletes, gives me the additional block, and then... Actually, also going to cast Fortitude one more time. Whenever I roll a 1, it is going to be enchanted with silence. Got it. Let's roll 3 additional die, because this is going to be the last turn of the fight, and of course, they're all awful. Had to be the case. I'm dropping 2 5s into Fortitude. And then I suppose my goal ought to be... casting Bramble Growth twice. That'll do. I take 1 damage, and then an additional damage to the Dreadstone after the enemy dies. Gold, flowing mana. Helomorphosis. Deplete another spell, gain 1 power for each charge removed. Yeah, what am I going to use that power on? Preemptive Strike. Deal 10 damage if the target is attacking plan or mark. There's also Earthbane. I'm just going to take Morphosis, despite the fact I don't intend to use it, because I do need to have some good money by the next shop. Oh, good lord. Well, they're all going to be gaining thorns, but I'm also going to be doing that. But they're also going to be spitting in order to lower my defense gain per cast. Yeah, this is going to be a toughie, I think. We're finally in for a big toughie. Drop a 5 and a 6 on Bramble Growth, dutifully. Then I'll cast Fortitude twice. If I could find something that just scales with my block, ooh, we'll be off to the races. Everything gives me 4 less block this turn. And also I have 24 incoming damage. Bit scary. Got a 4 and a 5 for Fortitude, and then a 5 and a 6 for Bramble Growth. And yeah, that's not going to defend me against all the incoming damage. And I'm still gonna have 4 sap next turn as well. Oh, gosh. I don't even know if the Bladed Grub is gonna attack commonly enough. Well, actually, never mind. As long as I keep scaling my thorns, no matter how often the Bladed Grub attacks, eventually I will be able to kill it. It will bleed, and I will kill it. I'm gonna drop a 4 and a 5 into Fortitude, still scaling that defense wherever available. I'm gonna take a risk that Stellar Ward rolls higher, and it does! Great! So now I can cast double Bramble Growth without having to use Odd Cascade. And that will defend me against all incoming damage. Incoming damage again this turn is 22. Oh boy, and those are some low rolls. I'm gonna hit Odd Cascade here, rather. Generate a 6 on board to start pumping up my numbers against. That's great. Now I can put a 4 and a 5 into Fortitude, and then a 5 and a 6 into Bramble Growth. We're making that very consistent. I'm quite pleased with that. 2 enemies are going to die this turn. Unfortunately, I'll also be taking some damage this turn, and not just to the Dreadstone. Not much sap applied at this point, though, so we should be comfortable for the rest of the fight. Upgrade all my 4s into 5s with Earth Song. I should make sure I leave a 5 left over to put into Stellar Ward, rather, so that I can get it to roll at the very start of the next turn. Perfect! That'll do it. 36 thorns damage right back at ya. And I'll lose 1 health for having to watch you die. Gleaming Mana. Return dice with Glimmer. Yeah, it's not going to be especially useful for us. Shatter and Revitalize. Revitalize on 4 charge, +1 value to all dice. This does also have an upgrade that gives it 1 blessing, but I'm not especially interested in that. I don't want to take a reroll here either, though, because I still have the shop in the next space. Let's move there. Finger of Justice. Every 10th spell attack. Damn, I don't attack. Silver Hobak. Reduce health loss by 1. That will prevent all of the health loss to Dreadstone. Incredible. Infused Potency is actually also a really interesting option here. A 5 to a 6 and a 5 to a 6. But gain 1 Potency, which is just roll an additional die. It's like Foresight, but it's constantly active. 2 unrestorable charges of that. Oh, well, hello! This artifact that costs 81 when I have 82 is called Tenacity. Oh, sorry, it's called Everguard, and it gives us Tenacity. On turn 1, gain 1 Tenacity. -2 block from all spells. Hey, you know what? You know what would kind of slap? I'm just gonna double my defense until the enemy has to die to my thorns. If I sell all of my spells that are on the bench, I can also take Silver Hobak. I actually really want Infused Potency as well. I'm gonna sell Poxflare, Morphosis, and not Relief. I'll sell Revitalize. And I am gonna purchase Infused Potency. Once I've scaled my defense high enough, and I'm defending every turn, I can easily gain some potency. And I'm also going to take an Iron Skin Potion for just suddenly 12 block in the next fight, because the next fight's an elite battle. I'd be happy to use all of my potions here, as long as I get through. Oh, damn it! These are some of the harshest enemies. It's okay. I'll get through. Drop a double Fortitude on them, and then the double Bramble Growth. I'll be keeping 7 of my block for the next turn. Eventually, the Stone Belt's gonna be ridiculous. Unfortunately, the enemies will also be scaling eventually. Yes, like right now. Incoming damage is 32 this turn. 32? 34, actually. Woof. Oh, and I'm sapped this turn? I'm gonna have to use my Iron Skin Potion in order to have any defense. I really want to use Bramble Growth, but it's a lot of investment just to get 4 block right now. I'm gonna double cast Fortitude. And then cast Stone Meld once. And now I've got 58 block! Yes! Yes! I will do the scaling! I don't care if you all get 2 damage. You're never damaging me again. It's important I cast Bramble Growth wherever available right now. And Stone Meld wherever available right now as well. All I need to do is find the attack that's something along the lines of deal damage equal to your block to the front enemy. And I know it exists within Hazel's set. That's all I need. Come on. I'll have 154 block, thanks. I think we just fully turned this around with that pickup. Yeah, that's about as low as they get. But also, I'm not going to take damage this turn, so should I even bother fixing it? By the time I get to this defense, I don't even need the additional potency as much, but it would help still just to be able to cast more things consistently. Let's roll some additional die, why not? One down. Come on, both of you attack next turn, please. Oh, don't heal. Attack. Here we go. Doesn't that seem better? Join your friends in the ground. We pick up a reasonable amount of gold. Bastion. Gain 2 block. Increase the block this gives you by 1 this combat. I'm so far past you, Bastion. Gleaming Exterior. I do still have relief. Gleaming Exterior only gives us 1 blessing, though. Might have additional charges for more casts. Was I taking a reroll now? Yes, yes. Oaken Self. Accepts 2 die and gives you X block. Hell Monolith and Totem. I'll take Oaken Self, but I'm not going to use it. Illumine Necklace. For each 3 attack, I'm going to take the Shard. I don't have 3 attack. I don't cast attack. That is not a keyword that makes any sense to me. Let's infuse some potency into this battlefield. And I suspect I'm not going to have to heal. I'll take 8 more max HP. Incoming damage is 9. That's more than okay by me. Oh man, if I really wanted to, I could double infuse potency on this first turn. Oh wow. Oh wow? No, but also, Stone Meld will very quickly get me to a position where I never need to defend again. You can't give me 2 additional potency on turn 1 and then ask me not to take it. I'll take 9 damage. Sure. What's 9 damage? Definitely casting Fortitude. Use Earth Song to upgrade these very slightly. It's time to start Bramble Growthing as well. Another Fortitude, and then a Stone Meld at the end of the turn, and we're already gonna break outside of the damage curve. Oh, finally, I'm gonna be able to very easily cast all of my things per turn. I don't need to worry about optimally using Earthsong consistently because I'm already outside. Nothing will touch me in this fight ever again. Let's pick up a couple 5s here. Let's... I need to make sure that the thorns never stop growing. It's possible by the end of this fight I might have enough thorns to kill a Hydra head with a single attack from it to us. Which is kind of ideal. Exactly enough mana to cast everything. No one's even attacking me this turn. It's like you don't even want me dead. Thank you. Show me some due respect and try and kill me. That's all of them cast yet again. Oh, we don't even stop defending at 999. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be in this fight long enough to figure out what the upper limit of that is. If there is one. I'm thinking it's gonna get to the end of 4 digits. Quadruple 9. Fives, and that will have everything cast again. And now my thorns are enough to deal half an HP's bar worth to the enemy. All of this just because I figured that I was never really going to be able to use an attack spell. There we go. Yep. 9,999 defense. The red Hydra heads ought to attack again. Yeah. Alright, we're all good. I'll end my turn and let it happen. Only a couple of rounds off getting to having enough thorns that any Hydra head attacking once would take it down. 33 health doesn't get us back to full, that's okay. We gain another shard as well as some more money and a boss artifact. Exuberant 1, cast 12 spells, roll a die. 1, 2, 3, easy. 2, 4, 5, 6. I don't know about that. Now this is intriguing. Ether Weave. On turn 1, roll 2 ether die. They are either a 1 or a 2. They persist, and they reduce the countdown of a random spell by X each time. Actually, Cursed Pendant. Roll an extra dice each turn receive 2 weak. Yeah, what of it? 2 weak? Like I care. My whole build is built around the idea that I am always going to be weak. I'm not sure what an enemy can do to me anymore. Lose health from spells 15 times. Kill 10 enemies with poison. Okay, there's a midway shop and then 2 elites thereafter. Honestly, yeah. Let's do it. Infused potency, being able to use lower value die, not as relevant, I don't think. I'll slowly spend those on later turns. Stone Meld giving us a cost of only 3, I also don't feel like that's relevant. I'm going to take the additional slot. I'm going to put Stellar Ward there. That's also not really relevant. I think having discovered these multiplicatives, it's going to be difficult for anything to be relevant outside of them ever again in this run. I'm so glad I'm blessed on turn 1. Makes everything so much easier. Let's Bramble Growth and Fortitude. Then we'll prepare the Stone Meld. And this enemy's actually giving me a run for my money. I want the biggest block I can get this turn, which is going to be a 4 in Fortitude and then 5 in Fortitude. And then Stone Meld. Unfortunately, I have to overspend on Stone Meld. It's okay. It's worth it. Generate a couple of hot 5s here for opening Bramble Growth. And Stone Melding thereafter. And we're definitely outside your damage range again now. A single Stone Meld full defenses. Still keep gaining some thorns, because that's still my only source of damage. I can pop a 1 into Stellar Ward to get it to auto-cast next turn, and then double my block at the end. Let's roll 3 odd dice. I would love to see a 5. There we go. That's because I can now put 2 5s and 2 6s into Infused Potency. Easily drop a 5 and a 1 into Stone Meld, and then I really don't mind what happens with the rest of this turn. Oh, they're both multi-attacking. All right, we're set then. 5 in a Bramble Growth. And Stone Meld for safety. It's actually also surprisingly fast of a deck. Gain some gold as well as shop still upcoming, so I'm not going to re-roll here. Bunch of spells I don't want. None of these rituals are good for us. Target attack spell, don't have one. Roll 2 saplings, 1 to 2 on turn 1, not really. What? Huh? I guess they could theoretically be useful at some point, but by the time they are there, I don't need them. Blood Totem. Even though they start fully charged, I don't need low value die, and by the time the sapling die are high value, I'm already outside the need of them. Take a reroll. +3 value to all die on Fortune's favor. Incredible. It's exactly what we wanted. Mana Symmetry. For 25 gold, gain Mana Symmetry. On a 1 to a 3, duplicate the die. No. Not really relevant to us. Disenchant a spell in order to choose and gain a void spell. More than happy to do that. Lose Wild Strikes and see if we get anything relevant here. Darkstar, autocast on attack spell cast. I still don't do that. Grimrite, apply 99 mute to another spell, gain a power and a fortify. It's good scaling, don't want it. And Ether Echo, a 1 to a 3, 2 times an entire fight, it'll return it with Ether. Though I do recognize the value of Ether, no. I'll take it, but I'm also probably gonna get rid of it soon. And by soon, I mean as soon as I get to this shop. Runic Infuser. On turn 1, add 1 charge to all countdown spells. Well, well, well. The benefit there is the possibility of hitting Fortitude 3 times and then Stone Meld twice. There's also Darkheart. I don't understand. I want to see the stats on whether or not this relic ever triggers. I'm not certain it ever has. Roll a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6 in that order, and they have to be rolled. You can't return a value of a higher die. That doesn't count as a roll, and then that'll apply 2 mark to all enemies. There's also Talisman of Suspension. Up to 2 random dice persist between rounds. I will be selling the spells I said I was spelling. Target spell gains +2 charges. That's another way for me to ridiculously ball out of control with Stone Meld in a single turn. I'm going to take both of the ways of doing that. These 2 elite battles could put the screws to us. All of my spells, all 6 of them, are going to spawn an unstable when first cast next round. That's going to be funny. Let's increase the size of a lot of these die. So I can put a 4, and then a 5, and then... Oh god. Is that another 4? It was another 4. It's gonna be so much less effective now. Whatever. There we go. I Stone Meld to give myself defense. Definitely need to start bramble growthing. I'm not gonna be able to do things out of nowhere. Well, alternatively, I suppose there's the argument that I just use Fortitude and Stone Meld this turn, and then get my first potency, which I find quite persuasive. I'm gonna roll 3 additional odd die, and then I'm gonna give +3 to all of them. A 6 and a 6 gives me my final potency. Drop 4 into Fortitude, and then a 5 into Fortitude, another 3, and then 6 into Bramble Growth. Stone Meld for maximum. Nothing else I need to do. The rest of this fight, I simply need to hit Bramble Growth and Stone Meld. I do want to simplify these as much as possible at this point because it's gonna get quite boring. quite quickly. So sure, could I gain additional block at this point? Yes, but it doesn't matter. It wouldn't actually help me. That'll do. Double bramble growth and a stone meld, and we're off to the races. Thankfully, this enemy multi-attacks, so they will suddenly die at some point. Yeah, so all of these souls all detonate. That'll get me. That'll truly teach me. Unfortunately, I do have to lose 4 health here. But we do get through the fight, and I gained an additional shard. I just went to the final shop. Okay, now I'm justified in re-rolling, and I'm looking for anything that scales its effect by my defense, which I didn't find. Dwarven Tankard. On a potion used, gain a concoction. Not really relevant, to be entirely honest, but the additional shard, let's make sure that's relevant. Infused potency having more charges, immediately definitely relevant. Although optimally utilized, the tankard would have been more additional charges for infused potency than the shard is. Okay. So I can cast Stone Mill twice again this turn, yes? This is a 4. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do better than this. 4, and then a 5. And then a 5, and then a 6 into Stone Meld. And I'm going to start to pre-bake a Stellar Ward so that I can gain additional die, because I'm 2 turns away from being able to comfortably infuse potency. Well, I say 2 turns away, and now look at this hand. Maybe I could infuse potency once this turn. And heck, I could even drop a double bramble growth out there as well. Start scaling my offense. Of course, this turn is where everything actually really goes nuts as I roll 3 additional odd die. Oh, Stellar Ward, thank you. And I'm gonna infuse potency 3 more times. Perfect. Now I'm rolling 9 die a turn. I think that might just be enough for me to be comfortable now. And with that done, we're back to the previous holding pattern of just Bramble Growth and Stone Meld. Stellar Ward will automatically roll this turn as well. I don't even know why I'm still casting Fortitude at this point. 404 block after casting it for the final time that turn. Fortitude point not found. Alright. Easy Bramble. Accidental Fortitude because he hit the wrong thing. That's okay because I still have the value to be able to do everything else I needed as well. Bring it. Next turn, I should have the kill, as the Door to Beyond is going to be attacking me, has only 42 health, and if I cast Bramble Growth 2 more times this turn, which I will, that'll be how much health I can afford. Last bot for 15 damage in a potion, not really relevant to us. Store, Confuse Scales, and Sow Power, also not relevant. There's Relief again. And Impure Ritual for gaining Foresight. No, none of those are good. Skip. Nope. Oh, skip. Yes, don't want those. Let's go for the extra Elite battle, and in that battle... I mean, Stellar Ward is doing absolutely nothing for me at the moment. But I could make Stone Meld cheaper, and realistically, that does matter a little bit. Especially on the first turn when I need to double cast it. Chaos Angel. Depleting Presence. All spells only restore 1 charge each turn. That's fine, honestly. I set myself up so well on the first turn that it doesn't end up mattering. Let's make a 4 to start the Fortitude. I need a 5 and a 6 to complete Stone Melding as well. So that's a 4 in Fortitude, and then a 6 and a 6. And then a 5 and a 6 both in Stone Meld, and I'm up to 84 block. And now, Fortitude depletes after only 1 cast. That's great. Definitely happy to Stone Meld. And yeah, I should also start getting my Thorns. Otherwise, this fight will take forever. This is all fine though. Roll 3 additional odd die, and then boom, plus 3 value to everything, so that I can start infusing a bunch of potency. I'll even use my Earth Song charge just to get the final infused potency off. And I'm actually going to scale my defense. Sorry, scale my offense more than my defense there again. I almost got suckered into using Fortitude. No, it's just Bramble Growth and Stone Meld now. Speaking of. Let's just start casting those each turn and turn. I only have to hover over 2 5s and hit 2 and 4. 2, 4, and turn. Two, 4, and turn. Come on, Chaos Angel, you don't want to attack me a bunch more? There's no way you want to use a multi-attack on me, maybe? Ooh, I'd be so vulnerable to a multi-attack. Ooh. We're now at the point that Stone Meld makes no sense to cast. So it's just Bramble Growth and end turn. Okay, they've got maximum 2 more attacks on me. Can you imagine what it would have been like if I also had the enemies heal for 10 each round? Oh, God. Every fight ends with the enemy taking their full HP, their max HP's worth of thorns. And that'll get it done. Goodbye, Demon Assassin. And hello to the Spike Seed, gain 5 thorns. Honestly, it's probably better than the Split Potion for us. None of those spells are relevant. Oh boy, better believe none of these are either. Golden Bracelet, gain 150 gold. The space before the end of the game. Yeah, it's just downgrade the cost of stone. It's the only thing I can imagine being useful here. We'll hit up the Sanctuary. And I could go back to full health here, or I could disenchant another spell. I'm going to disenchant another spell just because if any... it's not being tracked at the moment. Because it doesn't matter. That's the real answer, because it really doesn't matter. We are so far past anything mattering. I'll make a 4 and a 5. Will be enough. That's 4 on the first charge of Fortitude, 5 on the first charge, next charge of Fortitude, rather. Oh, Stone Meld is so cheap. And I double use it this turn. Ooh, breaking my spells is actually going to annoy me. Well done. I will find that frustrating. Thing is, I still only need to use Stone Meld, though. I'm still going to gain 2 more Fortitude before I do it, though. And I will even pre-bake Stellar Ward for next turn. Roll an additional die for me. Never mind. Please stop breaking my spells every turn. I ask knowing that won't happen. Two 5s in Infused Potency. 2 6s in Infused Potency. I'm going to open the rest of these spells. And sure, pre-bake some Fortitude for the next turn, I guess. That should have been Bramble Growth. But yes, very soon we are at the point that this doesn't matter again anymore. 5 and a 5. 6 and a 6, that's all of our potency. Open Stone Meld, I'll cast it. And I'll open and I'll cast Bramble Growth for the first time. Please stop breaking all of my stuff. Infused Potency can remain broken forever. I'm never going to have another charge of it, so you're all good, buddy, on that front. Stellar Ward, I also don't necessarily need to break out. Earth Song, I don't even necessarily need to break out. That said, if I do have the additional die at the end of the turn, I probably ought to. Okay, so seeing as we are so far outside of the value curve right now, I feel like it's appropriate to use the energizing potion rather, to get 2 additional charges of Bramble Growth out there so that I can try and ramp up my damage a little bit. Is that all that matters at the moment? And now I'm pretty sure I can go back to just mindlessly auto-casting. Which, sure, is going to take a little bit of time, but it's still pretty cool. I wonder if we'll eventually get to the point that I should just be ending every single turn rather than even casting Bramble Growth. I have to, right? On. Please. Simply multi-attack. Oh, did you have to multi-attack me on the turn that you're gonna become invincible and actually can't take the second multi-attack's worth of damage? Did that have to be the turn you chose? Oh, that's wild. Despite the fact that the enemy was going to break 2 of my spells that turn, they didn't break any because they triggered their state transition. Interesting. And now, in fact, they are no longer going to be freezing my stuff. You can ignite whatever you want. It will not matter to me. Bramble Growth all the time now. We're probably at the point where casting Bramble Growth additionally doesn't matter anymore, as the enemy is going to get down to their next invulnerable state, and then there's still probably going to be 3 comfortable attacks from them to us before they end. Yep. Alright, buddy. It's lovely to meet you. But you must return to the void as Hazel ascends. We've won a game using Earth D, gaining another golden dice, and we've also upgraded spells 15 times, so we'll unlock a new spell in response. that additional spell is a void spell, Convoke. For a 6, 3 times a turn, deal 4 damage, but increase by 1 for each spell cast this turn. Love it. That's exactly my kind of... That'll work very well with my kind of build. The next thing that it wants us to complete in order to unlock another void spell is retrieve 10 shards from disenchanted spells, which I do relatively commonly. For the moment though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been SpellRogue. Top left is a series playlist for all of my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendation is down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. I don't bother thank to, and a special thanks this episode to Mr. Gibberish. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time. Hell yeah!